Okay, testing 1, 2. Okay, I think we're good. Good morning, everybody. This is Draconite. Before we get this video going, I just want to say one thing. I want to thank all of you for having been with me for all these years now. I happen to notice I am at 114 subscribers on YouTube now, and that is crazy. So I just want to say thank you first to all of you guys for that. All the love, all the support, because I never expected, honestly, to even be that. I really didn't. And I really hope you guys enjoy future videos. I can't really do anything special for it. I mean, I might try to do like I don't know, maybe a live stream, maybe, I don't know, a special video. I'll try to think of something. But I just want to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers, let alone 114. That's amazing. You guys literally rock. And I just want to apologize that it took so long to get this video going. I've been having some issues with my Xbox. The disc reader is kind of going out a little bit, so it takes a bit to get some games to read. But it's fine. We're here. That's all that matters. But with that said, let us move on to Roleplay Storytime. Part 9, I want to say? Yes? No, 10. Sorry, 10. So, not including the spoiler origins episode, if you have seen that. We last left off, if I remember right, with my dear boy here in the hospital, having just been visited by Broly, who kind of crushed the robot after, you know, it gave our dear boy a sedative to help put him down to calm his stress. And he called the nurse, okay? So, by calling... So, our dear boy here calls the nurse, and she comes in. And he literally says, you know, sorry to bother you, but something's wrong with the robot, and he doesn't know what happened because he's knocked out, which was not a lie. And obviously there's a big handprint from where it got crushed by your boy, so the nurse just kind of looks at it like, oh my, and our dear boy is just like, it's quite odd. It just kind of fesses up like, I'm sorry, he's the big guy's protective. And that he'll cover the costs, and right. Basically, you know, she ends up saying that, you know, the last few guests aren't going to be arriving because of Mertz aren't going to be coming in. So, our dear boy here, concerned, checks his scouter. You know, he pulls it off the table and checks it. And there would be reports saying Zykor was MIA, along with his partner, Taito, KIA, and Xeno Goku making contact with an unknown enemy. So, our dear boy, having his eyes twitching and having his energy sparking because he's worried, will obviously start making himself sick again, like, you know, like, no, Goku, Zykor, because, you know, he's worried. So, 49, aka Jack, stands up and literally says, Draco, I'll go check with the Supreme Kai and see if I can be any assistance. And, of course, our dear boy, not feeling well. Keep in mind, I know this is my character, but roleplay standards, I'm just trying to, you know. Anyway. He says, please hurry. There's already a MIA and a KIA. So, you know, he nods and walks out with Ray rubbing, said character's hand and says, "Hey, deep breaths. If they are there, he will find them." And of course, our dear boy, being the worrywart that he is, like Zenkar's Zykor's MIA, Taito KIA, Goku facing a known enemy. And obviously not relaxing, he's like, "My squad needs my help." So she turns his head and makes him look in her eyes. It's like, "Hey, have trust in them and my brother, okay?" Meanwhile, 49, he's walking to the time nest pulling on his gloves. He says, "Spring Kai." And our dear boy pulls Ray over and hugs her tightly. And she's just, hugging him back, saying deep breaths, trying to help him relax, because, it's only the more worked up he gets, the sicker he's going to be, because, his health is very poor right now. From overstress, overwork, little sleep, stupid stuff that he should have been taken care of. So, Spring Kai rubs her head and looks back at 49. She's like, "Ah, yes, 49. And just so you guys ain't bored, I'm gonna, because we got some goodies, we got some new goodies since the game came, since the latest update. We got Super Saiyan God, Jiren, and all them, so we're gonna go have a little fun over here while I tell the story."
Greetings.
Let me do this. There we go. Anyway, he says, 49 tells her, "Drac said you have casualties, and 2 am I. I came to offer my assistance." And our dear boy, back in the hospital, just looks over Ray, like, "By the way, I'm overdue on the pill timer." And his hand's a little trembly, grabbing the water, because, So she grabs it, and, the medication is like, "Well, then take some." So, Spring Kai just sighs lightly and is like, "Yes, I already sent Vegeta to assist Goku. You can scout ahead and look for Zykor's last location through the time rift after reporting his wife dead." So, 49 just nods and it's like, "Hey, information of what to expect."
Strength is justice. Strength is
We'll look at
absolute.
that. And so, our dear boy chugs down the pills and water, wiping his forehead. Because he's getting hot again. Like, please be okay, guys. Yes, he's going to be a mess to this whole thing. What is this I'm hearing? That is a Discord, okay. Anyway. Supreme Kai ends up telling, or Cronoa? Cronoa, I don't know if I'm saying that right, guys. I really don't. I just wing it at this point. She says it could be one of Fu's experiments breaking loose from their containment. So, Jack pops a capsule and has 2 Tonfas appear. He's like, "Got it. Where's the rift? If they're alive, I'll find them." And Ray just smiles, trying to comfort our dear boy, like, "I'm sure they're fine, just in a tough spot." So Spring Kai walks out to the rift, shows him it's outside the time nest, and it's like, "This one. I sent Zykor and Taito too." So 49 just floats up toward it. It's like, "Got it. I'll find him." And, Spring Kai tells him, please be careful. And, of course, our dear boy's like, more than that. Ugh, God, I need some ice. So, he breaks the minor restraints on the bed that are holding him to it, because at this point, he's practically been restrained. And sets up the alarm on the beds. Like, you know, those intensive care ones or whatever they call them, where they have the alarms that go off if you get up from a certain point. Yeah, those. He ends up setting one of those off. Because he's trying to get up to get some ice. By the way, Super Saiyan God, people. So he says no promises while he fights the rift. And, you know, Ray is just like, sit back down, I can get it. You know, trying to keep him in bed. And of course, from the heat and all that, our dear boy ends up having to go possibly get sick again. And Ray just sighs and is just like, I swear you might be more stubborn than my brother, aka 49. And obviously using some air pressure this time, thanks to the comment from Vegeta. Yeah, it comes out and it's like, at least 49 can go undetected. You know, because, you know, androids can't be detected. Not that easily anyway, like most people. Oof, forgot what move that was. Really, Jaren? Anyway.
Is that all?
And she's like, yeah, he won't pick a fight, he knows he can't win. It's like, well, I think he already in trouble like the others. Because, you know, he already knows that about Fu's experiments. So 49 would end up in the place where we all saw the experiments, but it would be in chaos, it'd be a wasteland with fire and everything. Tato would be laid lifeless, with an intense battle going on in the sky. And so he would walk over and moves the body carefully, you know. And, you know, so it tells it rest in peace, because, you know, he's showing respect. And turns and starts using, you know, his ability not to be sensed to his advantage. Sorry, getting my chair adjusted here. And Ray is just like, I'm sure 49 will be fine. He's crafty, he's a lot of training to back it up. And of course, Drac is like, I just hope that's enough. If it one of those twos being busted like I think, ugh, really need the ice.
I'm going to get stronger too. All right, time to go wild, baby.
So she walks and comes back to the ice. And it's like, here, relax, don't stress about it, and have trust in their abilities. Ow. Sorry, my jaw just cracked. So he lays down and passes out with the ice, watching the reports, you know, till he passes out cold from the fever again. Meanwhile, Zykor is getting into combat my hot stance to fire his biggest one while fighting Cumber, who throws like a red death ball spear. And you got Hachiak with a revenge cannon. And all three attacks end up clashing, causing a massive shockwave. So 49 observes a moment before flying and striking Hachiak in the side of the head, and fires a big bang at Cumber. Hachiak gets caught off guard and moves back. Cumber just smacks away, yelling, pathetic! Because, you know, Cumber. Zykor pants with a sick smirk, you know, like, I can't wait to gut both of you because he's kind of lost it from his wife being killed. You know, his pupils are glowing red, like, he's lost it, like, he's snapped. So 49 stands ready, gripping his Tompos, like, deal with the big one, I got this one. So, even while passed out, our dear boy's eyes are twitching because he can still sense the energy yet. And Zykor's just like, whatever! And Cumber's like, yes, give me your rage! Fight me! I know, that was a bad voice. And... Kalchiak ends up going after 49, sorry, not 29, with it, sending a heavy punch towards gut. Scroll down a little bit, and Zykor's just like, you took her life, I'll kill you, and, you know, burst full power with his people spearing. As said, this man's then snapped, which, you know, understandable, that was his wife. So, 49 slides back with his eyes flashing red, and fires a pair of beams at Hachiak's chest, because, keep in mind, android. And with our dear boy jerking awake, barely staying conscious, he's like, Ray, they're out, need to help. You know, he's still trying to get up, because he's that stubborn. And Ray, you know, puts her hand on his chest, just like, if they need help, I can go. I can go help them. You know, because she's trying hard to keep him, you know, in a hospital where he needs to be. So,
Damn it, don't you know? Damn it.
sorry to focus a little on that one. Obviously, he's still not being... Obviously, he's being stubborn about it still. But, anyway. Hachiak fires a explosive wave to counter back. And Cumber grabs Zykor by his neck. He teleports in front of him, grabs him by his neck. Which catches him by surprise. So... Cumber's like, you're weak, just like your pathetic wife. She deserved to die. You were only a warm-up, and has this evil aura, because, you know, Cumber's aura, starts spreading all over Zykor's body and tells him, awaken your evil within, Zykor. Which makes him yell out and his head start hurting, because, you know, it's Cumber. Because Zykor's obviously formerly evil and he went good, so this is kind of starting to get to him. But anyway, he kicks him in the gut and then, you know, sledgehammers him down to the ground. So, and he's just, you know, kind of holding his head like, Teo, Pammy, and bursts his aura out, slamming his fists on the ground. And of course, our dear boy, you know, tries to get up again and drops to his knees, and Ray just pushes him back into the bed, like, stop it, don't be stupid. I'm sure you're all probably saying that, like, stop it, don't be stupid, why are you being stupid? And you're probably referring to me, personally, but keep in mind, this is a roleplay. Kind of character build. You'll get it. You'll get it as we go. At least I hope. Anyway. 49 appears beside Hachiak and strikes him in the side before he twists and slams a Tonfa into his gut, you know, with full power. And obviously my dude can feel something's wrong, and it's just like, Zykor needs help, his energy's turning. And Ray just shakes her head like, no, not you. Call someone you can trust and have them go. And it's just like, everybody's already out there, Ray. I won't risk Gohan. And Trunks is here too, like me. There is no one I can send. And Hachiak, back on the fight, by the way. You know, he grabs the waist, moving it towards Cumber, having the blast fired towards him, and took a chance to elbow Hotjack in the face. Yes, they're all fighting each other. There's no real allies here at the moment, aside from the obvious patrollers. So, Cumber grabs the blast and crushes it and starts making his way toward them. So, Zykor, still hearing his wife's last words of, "I love you, you arrogant bastard, watch our daughter till the end." It basically makes him snap and burst out a dark pinkish red aura, with pink aura coming off his body while he's chucking insanely. Basically like a rose limit breaker, as someone might call it, just for example. And 49 just shakes his head in sighs as he knees Hotjack in the side and flips, gritting his teeth, uses his arm to choke him. And would use his other hand to press it against his Hotjack's back and fire an atomic flash. And at the hospital, Ray's hugging him like, "Then I'll go if I have to." And he just tells her it's too dangerous. Cycler might have lost himself because, Cycler kind of just snapped and we don't know where his mind is. He might be long gone. He might be evil because, how Cumber's aura is. Anyway. She's like, "It would still be better than you trying to go as you are. You would just get killed." And obviously he just lays there, in thought with, a bit of sweat because of the fever. Sorry, getting some coffee in me. Get rid of these there. Alright. So, Hotjack, back to the battle, grabs his arm, and I should probably do something here instead of, sorry. There you go. That, and
I'll take it from here.
that.
Thanks.
There you go. He grabs an arm, pull him off, but gets punched in the face with the atomic flash, blasting. And it ends up being Cumber, who punches his body multiple times before seeing 49 and grabs him by the head, starting to try and crush it. So, punching both fish and releasing his God Key without, having transformed fully, he basically takes like a kind of like the Limit Breaker Rose form, like Super Saiyan 4, Rose, and all that. I know I'm spamming, but I'm like block, but I'm also got my head turned here. But anyway, he summons a Rose long scythe, which causes him to go nutty. And Hotjack just yells, "Saiyan." And fire that. Oh, of course you would. Anyway. So, 49, grits his teeth and swings his legs over, wrapping them around Cumber's arm. And uses a finger to elbow Cumber's elbow and fires a death beam into it. So Cumber just, yells out and swings his arm at him, but stops in motion, feeling his chest get impaled. In which Zycor would be behind him, having impaled him with the scythe, and would swing a kick over, sending him off into the sky. Hotjack would start charging up another revenge cannon, by the way. Back to Hot Middle. Our dear boy at back to hospital. His eyes start kind of rolling back and he falls into the bed. Like, Zycor, don't lose yourself, because, again, we don't know what's going on with Zycor here. So 49 flips and puts his hand together, aiming at Hotjock, firing a purple revenge final flash. Good move, by the way. And Zycor ends up joining, firing a Rose Kamehameha, yet telling him, learn your place. And, Hotjock ends up firing his beam, flashing with, the two. Ray, however, would be, sitting there holding Draken's hand while he's asleep. Back to the hospital, because, he done checked out again. Sleep. So, 49 puts more power into the beam and says, struggle all you want, in the end, you're still dead. And Zycor obviously yells, perish. And the divine attack ends up wiping out Hotjack. And 49 drops the blast, looking at Zycor, and it's just like, so now what? Because with Zycor's eyes still glowing red, he looks over and it's just like, you're next. So 49, he just turns looking at him and just sighing, just like, I see. So I need to make you take a nap.
If you're looking for a fight, you found one.
Then Zycor's like, there is no nap. Only death. So 49 readies with his Tompa, is just like, so we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And with the fever returning, our dear boy's the hospital is still out cold, but his he's starting to burn up. So Zycor slashes at his back with the scythe, and just yells, die. Well, he doesn't yell it, but he just says, die. Like Virgil. Die. If anyone doesn't know who Virgil is, Devil May Cry character. So Ray back at the hospital pushes a button called the nurse. And 49, he would duck and would twist spinning the Tompa and pretty much nutshot him. To put it simply. Tompa, you know what I mean. And the nurse would come in and, she would take a needle out and give him some medicine, like the medication pills that he's been taking. Trying to help bring the fever down. So Zycor, in rage, after coughing out a bit of saliva, because let's be honest, who wouldn't bend over from a shot like that? In anger, sledgehammer and would start firing down, like sharpened like key blasts. And sorry, I'm like trying to figure out who to have doing it.
All right.
There we go. Try not to bore you people while I tell this story, sorry. Good enough. So, Fortnite hits the ground and he makes a key barrier around him. Like, you're really gonna make your life sacrifice in vain? And Draco's obviously still out cold, just like Zycor, Goku. And Zycor's just like, huh? And touches his forehead. Because, as I said, he kind of lost it, but, you know, 49's trying to reel him back in with the you know, the fact that his wife, you know, didn't want him acting like that, turning out that way. Meanwhile, the nurse would leave the room. There we go. And Ferdinand would stand up, spitting some blood out, and he looked down like, "You already avenged her. Do you really think killing me or anyone else will help you when you can revive her?" Meanwhile, Ray just sits down finally, and Lily just went shaking her head. So stubborn.
Trust me when I say I'm waiting.
And Zycor, you know, smacking his own head a couple times, will kneel over on the ground, panting. Just like, Tato, Pammy. At the hospital, our dear boy's tail would start twitching, you know, look like it's feeling around. Like, he ends up saying her name before the medication kicks in, finally knocking him out cold. You know, he just goes motionless. And 49 just like, so you done throwing a tantrum, or is it nap time? And Zycor, he finally reverts down to base, wiping his forehead, you know, coming back to his senses. Just, you know, like, I'm sorry. More or less. And 49's just like, nothing to be sorry about. Now let's collect your wife's body and report back so Draco will stop sitting there stressing and worrying for nothing. And Zycor just sighs, standing up, walking over to her body, picking up. And wipes the blood off her cheek, and it's just like, Tato? Or Tata? I'm not sure how it's pronounced, I'm sorry. And 49 asks him, you can wish her back, can't you? And Zycor just stares at him like, if it's possible, there. And, you know, 49 tells him, well, then go find out. So Zycor stares at her, back at her, touching her cheek again before he kai-kais away. And then 49 leaves, heading back to Time Nest. So back to Time Nest, Spring Kai, Kurnoa, would watch on seeing 49, and she would be like, welcome back. I'm glad you managed to take down Fu's experiments. And he would nod, taking his gloves off. Like, yep, both were eliminated and Zycor was recovered. Any word on Goku? And
Explode with all this power.
All right.
Kurnoa would be like, yes, they have returned an hour ago with minor damage. So, 49 says, glad to hear, I'll inform Draco, but keep an eye on Zycor. He lost for a bit there after we took him down. He intended to kill me. I talked him back, but I'm not sure if he's normal still or if it's a ruse. So, she says, I noticed. I'll keep an eye on him and bring back Tato. Hopefully it'll keep him together and lose control. So, 49 nods and says, alright, then I'll go let your sick helper know the news. And he puts his gear back in the capsules, the gloves and everything, and then heads back to the hospital.
Pissed if you hold back. Wow. Starting right now.
So, the nurse, she would come back in for the third time, checking on him, and, injecting with more medication, because they're trying to get the fever down and stuff, and keep him from freaking out, stressing himself more, making himself sick. Because, he's over worried with food and everything, because, yeah, if y'all remember. If not, go back and watch. You'll get caught up. There we go. Sorry. Trying to do both, sorry. Read and focus. Hard to do both, obviously. There we go. Anyway, Draco would still obviously be out cold, not moving from, the medication. And 49 would walk in. He would just walk in and lean on the wall. And for what, he doesn't know how long he's been out. For him, it feels like it's been days. But slowly he would finally start stirring, and the nurse would say he should be stable now. And of course he looks around, and the nurse would be like, Draca, you alright? And he'd just look around like, I don't know. What happened to Zycor and Goku? And the others. And he'd be holding his head.
It's on now.
The nurse would basically say, I haven't got further reports, but I'm sure they're both okay. The drug will wear off in a few hours, and he should be good to go. And, of course, he's just like, Trunks, how is he? Sorry, you gotta focus a little bit with Khalifa because she's more speed than damage.
Get ready for the
Anyway, scroll down a little bit. The nurse would tell him he is doing a fine recovery. And Ray would hold his hand with 49 walk over, saying, Goku Vegeta took minimal damage, Zycor is back working on trying to bring Taito back. And, of course, he would look around like, how long was I out? Because, again, he feels like he was out for longer than he probably was. Oh, no, Goku.
Are they gonna lose? They're gonna lose?
There we go. Whew, sorry about that.
Seriously? That's it?
And the nurse would say, 4 hours.
You're gonna need more than that to beat me.
So, he just like, I see. Thanks, nurse. Sorry for the trouble. Just hate not helping my friends when in danger. Is Goku here by chance? And thanks, 49. Ray. And of course, he would look at her still half out of it from, the medication. He's like, you look amazing. And of course, the nurse got a kick, just like, no, he's not here. And Ray, of course, just blushes with a smile, just like, oh, thank you. So, yeah, he's just like, oh, alright, hope I can see him later. And he just kind of leans more over to Ray. Just kind of tries to lean on her and closing his eyes to rest. And then she smiles and giggles. And the nurse is like, I would make you rest in bed, but seems this helps you keep your stress low. So, he's like, huh?
Have you been
And
to
we'll
the
look over like, this not...
Neurocolosseum yet?
Oh, sorry, dumb
They're
question.
using it to explosive mega
Obviously
battle using the
not the
state-of-the-art
pillow.
battle simulator.
So he leans
You've
back,
got all kinds
getting
of
back on
hero
the pillow.
figures at your disposal, and you can use and combine them in any way you see
And the
fit.
nurse just kind of has a
The
chuckle
number
and
of
just like,
combinations
rest
is
well, and
unreal.
walks out.
Mix and match figures to create your own
And so,
ultimate
of course,
team.
he dozes back off, till the drugs wear off, aka the medication. So a few hours would pass in the room, and he would sit up stretching like, ugh. And Zycor would be sitting on the chair with his arms crossed. 49 would be leaning on the wall, and Ray would be smiling when he woke up. And of course he's like, Zycor. And he looks at Ray, just like, hey cutie. Ray. Oh. Talk about hangovers. And Zycor just shakes his head, just like, as I thought. So, turning back to Zycor, he's like, Zycor, you are okay, right? The battle, it fell. Of course, Zycor finishing the sentence, just like, intense. Yes, but survived. And of course, he's like, your energy. I thought we lost you. Were you able to revive Tato? And Zycor's just like, yes, she was revived by the Kai. So, he nods, saying, good. I'm glad you're okay, Zycor, for whatever that's worth. And he tries to stand. So, Ray helps him, blushing a little bit as she smiles. And 49 would look at Zycor. Feeling better now? So, he kind of leans on Ray. He's still feeling a bit off balance. And he's like, I need to see Trunks. I need to know he's alright. And Zycor's just like, I'm fine. So Ray's just like, then I'll help you do that so you don't fall on your face or pass out again. And 49 just nods, saying, just making sure that was a close fight. And Zycor's like, that evil aura was too intense for me to handle, but I should be able to control it. So 49 just tells him, good to hear. And Zycor's like, Zycor made a few words, probably. I don't know for sure, but because I've never saw AF or anything of that, but you know what I mean. So, we head over to Trunks' room, and I'll lean on the frame knocking. And Trunks will just be like, you can come in. So, we walk in, still laying against the wall, because, still a bit off. He goes, Trunks. And Trunks would be in the bed, having bandages all over his chest and waist from where he was hit. And, of course, knowing it was kind of his fault, our dear boy, he looks at him with a frown, just like, how you feeling? He just, and he's like, I'm getting better. What about you? So, he's just like, just getting out of my own hospital bed. I'm sorry I got you like this. And Trunks is just like, it's not your fault. And of course, our dear boy, feeling guilty for it because he got his partner just got hurt over this mission. He's like, yes, it is. I hesitated and it got you hurt. And Trunks responds with this. You only hesitate because I kept trying to convince you to stop him other than hearing it out. I'm the one that made the first move and to end like this. So, our dear boy here responds. I just want to at least try, more so with the risk of us breaching those tanks, but I guess they got loose anyway. Thankfully everyone was able to handle it. I had to sit here and hear while it happened though. And of course Trunks is like, there's nothing else we could have done about it, Draco. We only would get in the way. And Ray would be staying behind him, watching while Fortnite would walk out, headed outside. So he's just like, I'm just glad you're okay. You have this cute thing to thank that I'm still alive. She kept me from, getting out. And of course, Trunks makes a face like, I think you're still drugged, Draco. And of course, he would respond just like, it just wore off, just hangover. And she would look at us and just like, does that mean I'm not cute or that he couldn't possibly pick a girl like me? So Trunks is just like, I'm not sure, but I'm positive he see you cute. And of course, we respond with this. If you ask your dad, Zykor, she's already my girlfriend. And so she's looking at our dear boy Trunks just saying, you're just saying you're not sure because either options put you in trouble. And Trunks just like, oh, well, congrats then. It's like, well, we just friends, but thanks. They just say that because I had my tail around her hand. Oh, right, my tail somehow grew back too. And he just kind of pathetically waves it at him. And Trunks just like, well, that's odd. She's like, you're telling me. And of course, she had to chime in. It's like, and he's hugged me like 3 times and has now called me cute twice, teasing him. And of course, becoming very blushed red, he's just like, I was on strong drugs. So you are cute. And Trunks just rolls his eyes like, I see now. And he's just like, anyway, I might still be out of action even with me getting out, because everyone wants me taking vacation or time off. They don't even want me training. And of course, Ray chiming in again is just like, and cause he wants to make me dinner. And of course, she giggles with a smile. But seriousness, he needs to rest. And of course, Trunks is like, then you already have your answer why you need to rest, Draco. As for me, till I'm healed up, I'm sure you two will have a good dinner. And she's just like, I'll be honest, I'm surprised you're not surrounded by girls, Trunks. And he's like, huh, yeah, guess I'm not the lucky one for that, rubbing his head. And it's like, fine. But, and of course, walking over to our dear boy Trunks. Promise you will get better, Trunks, for me. After all, I'm gonna need my buddy out around if I'm, gonna make it to that secret rank you reached yourself last week. After all, we're a team, right? He's like, well, yeah, we're a team, Drac, but, maybe you might just don't work yourself too hard. It's like, why do you think I was in here? And would lean back on the wall. And Trunks, of course, just like, exactly my point, but you understand. And it's just like, yeah. It gives Trunks a fist bump, like, rest up. I go let Supreme Kai know I'm out and see Goku, then I don't know. And Trunks is just like, go on your date too. It's like, I will. Call if you need anything, dude. And of course, we would vanish to the time nest. Where our lovely Supreme Kai would be going through some scrolls. And of course, we would wobble in and just give it a little knock. Like, Supreme Kai? Sorry about that. I forgot about that stupid cutscene being there for the other half of the story. As I was saying, he would walk in and be like, hangovers suck, I tell you. And walks down toward her. It's like, I would... thought I would come and see you since I'm out now. And of course, she's like, you should be resting, Draka. It's like, I just got out, boss. Least I can do is let you know I'm out and okay. Besides, I need to see everyone okay after what I felt in the hospital from that rift and saw in reports. I hate I was stuck in there as it was. And of course, she's at the side, just like, I understand, but it's all handled now, but I'm glad you made some recovery. And of course, he gives her a hug. Sadly, I can't do that. They need to add something like that, you know? Make it so you can, you know, high five, hug, or interact with other characters like that in a way than just this. Anyway. And he's like, sorry if I scared you passing out like that. And of course, she's just like, it's alright. And I'll be like, I heard Goku's back. Any chance I can see him since he didn't make it to the hospital? Saw him run by, and next I know, the rift. She's like, yes, he had to go recapture Fu. He nearly escaped. Soon as I sent Vegeta, they were able to defeat him. And having not fully recovered, he's just like, Fu, you know, Starts getting a little bleh again. And she puts her hand on his head and starts doing an injury transfer. Sorry. Ptah. Where she takes the stress into her. And of course, you know, 49 Ray show up like, I told you I knew we were just running off to. And of course he's like, sorry I didn't tell before of him talking in my head. I didn't know what to do. And she's like, it's alright. He'll try any way of escaping. It's like, yeah. You know where I can find Goku? I would like to see him if he's not busy on patrol, if it's okay before I rest. I still need to make dinner for the cute android over there. She's like, I will summon him. And you can enjoy your time with Rays and stressing again. And of course she wobbles off a little bit, holding her head, because she just did that. And of course, 49 walks over with Ray blushing. Would you like me to keep an eye on Fu? I've got nowhere to be. So, our dear boy here replies, if you want 49. And looks at her like, boss, I know my loyalty seemed shaky given everything, but just know I wouldn't ever betray you or the Time Patrol. So she just looks back and it's like, I know you won't. Before, you know, going into her chambers, closing the door. To obviously, you know, rest. So 49 walks off, nodding. And he's like, then enjoy your time with my sister. I'll be at Fu's cell, keeping an eye on him. Which, if I had to guess, would be roughly, just for example purposes here, probably somewhere out over this way is where they probably put, like, the prison, if I had to guess. Wait, how far can I actually run? I don't think, I never, you could run that far out. Oh, never mind. It'd probably be somewhere like out like this way, like a prison, just for reference purposes for everybody. Just imagine that. Just imagine like a little prison there. Anyway, we would just sit down at the table.
Oh yeah.
Sit on the floor, lean against the table, resting. The one where you always see the scrolls at during the story mode, if you're all wondering. That little table. Just be like, thanks, 49. Now, just wait for Goku. And of course, Xeno Goku would appear, walk through the portal, and walk inside. Just like, you need something, Draga? Our dear boy would just be like, no, just wanted to see since didn't get to. You know, it's okay. And Ray would be sitting beside me with a smile. And of course he'd be like, huh? I'm sorry about that. I'm sure Chroma already filled you in, but yes, it's okay. You look much better than last time. Is this your friend? And it's just like, yeah. She kept me from busting out and heading into the rift after seeing the report. Of course, he's like, oh, that's good. I had to go all out and Fu would try to kill you. It's like, I don't care if he kills me. I refuse to let you all die because of me. I was the one who betrayed his trust and got him angry with us. It's like, hey, don't take all the blame for yourself. You were assigned to capture him by Cronoa. Or you were here. here doing your job along with saving other patrollers' lives since we lost 12 from Fu's last experiment. Then Ray hugs his arms like, hey, don't worry about that right now. And back in the cell, Fortnite just leaning against the wall, staring at Fu from, outside the cell. And it's just like, still, he didn't care till I got him. As long as he don't hurt you all, I don't care what happens to me by his hand. So, Fu would be in his prison outfit, glaring back, but looks away, thinking to himself, having restraints on his hands and legs. And of course, Xenogoku is just like, I understand, but it's alright. He's not getting out anytime soon. Just try thinking of something else. We're not gonna keep Fu in prison forever. It's like, I know, but it'll be long enough for his hate to grow. He will do something. Whether kill me or you all somehow to get me. I'm just glad you guys are okay. I promise I will get stronger so I can help more. It's like, that's good, but let's not think about that at the moment. It's like, yeah. Here, I got this weird thing back and don't know how. And just waves the tail at him with a smile. It's like, nice, you got your tail back. It's like, I don't know how, because it was just there when I was visiting Broly on Earth. Don't know how I got it, but I do. He's like, well, my best guess is Fu. Anything else, I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be helpful. And of course, our dude's just like, how? I never went at Great Ape, and it could get me into trouble. I never tapped my other primal forms like you. Alright. And Goku's just like, it just takes practice, that's all. Just the basic training after you control your Great Ape form. It's like, I'm not even sure how to do that. And of course, without thinking, would wrap the tail around Ray's waist. It's like, I've never turned, so I don't know if I can. And, of course, she just softly hugs him, listening quietly, blushing a little from the tail. And Fortnite would shake his head while looking at Fu. And here I heard you were inquisitive and love talking. Kind of like Loki, if you think about it, guys. I don't like to talk, but you love to lie. What you just did, because we both know you love to talk. I never watched Loki, but it looks hilarious from what I've seen. But I don't have Disney Plus, nor do I really want to get it just to watch one show. So please don't at me for that, people, but I just don't want to pay for a thing I'll probably hardly use. Anyway, Fu would cross his arm, ignoring him, and Goku would of course be like, well, I can help another time if you're wanting primal forms. Oh, is she a girlfriend? And of course, once again, getting red from this comment, it's like, why does everyone assume that? And maybe I need to get stronger somehow. Fu took my full god power and flicked it off with one finger, so you can imagine how I feel compared to you all right now. And then 49 just chuckles like, I get it, you're mad at being in the cell. If it piques your interest, your little Saiyan, or whatever the heck the weird one was, weren't that impressive. And Ray blushes like, it probably doesn't help with your tail. It probably doesn't help with your tail. It's like, huh? Oh! And of course, getting redder, it's like, sorry, And Goku's like, your tail around her waist, thought she was close with you. And Fu's like, oh, they broke out. It's like, I mean, I am supposed to be having a date with her later. I'm making dinner, so she'll let me stay at her place. Given I don't really have a home here in Canton or anywhere since I always working, training, would never really be home anyways, so... And Gook's like, so you are together? It's like, Anyway, yeah, if you think the Prime Forms will help, yeah, I want that. I pushed myself day and night training, and I seem to get nowhere, no matter how hard I try. Meanwhile, you Vegeta have Super Saiyan 5 and mastering it, Zycor killing missions I am too weak to help with, and Trunks got that promotion to which the secret rank is. I'm not sure what I am doing wrong. I just want to be strong enough to help and keep all I love safe. And Goku's like, hey, okay, relax. I get it. You want to be stronger too. I'll do whatever I can to help, and I'm sure I don't have to explain one of the reasons how you lack. Other than that, you're strong in your own right. I'll help you get strong so you can be confident in doubting yourself. And 49's like, yep, they got out. I figured you have known about that. With Ray giving with a blush like, maybe... It's like, I'm going to guess you're going to say the same thing your counterpart did and say, I'm not resting enough, given he was on me for not sleeping a full night since 2 weeks after we got Toki's egg back last year. From Mira when Supreme Kai put me in the hospital and had me knocked out for I don't know how long. And Goku's like, part of it, since you're stressing out and doubting your capability. It's like, it's hard not to doubt myself when I see you all giving Fu a hard time, and yet I throw something and he flicks it off like it's nothing. And Goku's like, haha, who said I was giving him a hard time, Draka? Me and Vegeta had to fuse to beat him. It's like, just saying, you all had more effect than I have. All I done is almost get Trunks killed, Bulma killed by accident, almost killed by accident. I know it's not my fault, but it still feels like it is. It's like, yeah, and Goku's like, heh, you still got a lot to learn, but you'll understand soon. And of course, just kind of like, with you and Vegeta help, of course. I have a goal actually, but it's a fool's go, more of a dream. He's just like, I'm sure me and Vegeta already know the goal since you always talk about your dream all the time for a rookie, as I said. Just relax, get some confidence in yourself. It was never easy for us when we started the Time Patrol. It's like, I just want to become stronger than the Destroyers. Starting the Jiren himself, man. So nothing can hurt anyone again. And of course, he's just laughing like, hey, okay, Omni King, relax. You'll get there, I'm sure we all will. And of course, just smiling like, how will I know I can train again? Everyone says rest, but won't tell how long. So Goku will just touch his shoulder and just like, you know, when you feel at your best, I'd say take their word for it. I'm sure you'll understand soon enough. Also, have a good time with your girlfriend. And of course, he just instant transmissions away after that. And it's like, I guess, slowly steadying, and of course flies to Kanton. And goes to our dear, lovely academy where the fountain is. Yes, I know. I've got to run all the way there. I hope you're all doing well today, by the way, and have had a wonderful happy holidays. And staying safe out there from the COVID. There we go.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Anyway. So, she would sit down with them, and she would look at him, saying, "So what are you planning on making?" So, having rested for a bit, let's just say that, because they don't stay long. He says, "Just whatever. Don't worry, you'll like it, I hope. So where's this place of yours so I can get started?" And of course it's somewhere by the shopping district, so... let's just roughly say around here. Let's call it this. I know we use it... You know what, since that was the hospital, use this for this. So... he's just like, huh. This is a nice place, and walks, heading to the kitchen. So she shows him around, and heads to the kitchen. It's like, I'm curious, what you have planned now? So, cracking our knuckles, he's like, well, you're welcome to watch. And he gets some pans out and starts marinating some steaks, eating some potatoes boiling, and picking some fresh green beans. Yes, we're going homemade, people. You can't beat a good homemade. And she's like, actually, I'm gonna shower and freshen up. So he's like, alright, I'll be here. And of course he sips the coffee with his tail. Since he has that now, he can use that as an extra hand. So she walks down the hall smiling. So our dear boy gets the steaks going. After they sit, starts seasoning them, mashing the potatoes, getting everything going. Like, might run a plate of Supreme Kai too. Bad she had to take my stress onto herself. So after a couple minutes, Ray would walk in wearing a dark blue dress, with her side having a slight slit in the leg. I'm sure you ladies know what I mean by that. Like one of them kind of dresses. It's like, is it a bit much? So, turning to see what she's talking about, our dear boy instantly almost goes dark red. Like, no, of course not. If anything, I have a bit too less. It's almost ready, don't worry. Because, he's still wearing, obviously, the armor. So, she smiles and is like, well, I'm sure there are some old Jack's old clothes here somewhere you could borrow. It's like, no need. I have a set. Just been a while since I have worn them. So, let's go ahead and change our dear boy. Change the dear boy. We want that. And we want... Where are they? There they are. Good enough. Of course, we gotta replace the scouter. Actually, let's just take that off, because, Anyway. He would get everything set up, unplate the stuff, and then would take a paper plate and wrap it up. And it's like, I'll be back, going to change, drop this off. And of course he goes back to time nest. I won't bother flying there this time. And make sure, Spring Kai's not out of her chambers before sitting on the table and leaving her a note with a name. Before changing and returning. It's like, I'm back. Ready for dinner? And of course, Supreme Kai would, having came out finally, she'd walk out and notice it along with the note, picking up to read it. With a brow raise, like, Yes, we're going Minecraft people here. We're Minecraft citizen now. Arr. Anyway, it would basically be a note, apologizing for her having to take the stress, and basically thanking for her for being a good boss and friend, and hoping that she enjoys the food, which would make her smile a little. So Ray smiles and nods, like, yep, and you look good. Probably more fitting than a suit, if I'm honest. It's like, this is my normal when I'm not in uniform. And, pours her some wine while grabbing a soda, because man don't drink. He don't do alcohol. While putting a plate down for her. So she smiles, looking at it, and it's like, it looks amazing. It's like, well, I hope it tastes that way too. The only one who ever really eats my cooking is myself normally when I'm working in the field. So she smiles and takes a bite, and she says, it's incredible. It's like, I'm glad you like it, though I'm not sure I would say that. I would say it's meh. And of course, he would sit eating with her. So she sits, smiling and eating with him. It's like, so how do you like the house? And of course, it's like, it's nice. I'm guessing you still want me here and not the wilderness. Like, yes, and since apparently I'm your girlfriend now, according to your friends, you have to stay here. It's like, I will never understand why that's the first thing they would think. It's like, who knows? But you never know, it could come true. It's like, we'll see, that's more up to you. And of course, the tail would sway. Actually, since I'm not wearing a scouter and stuff, let's make this a little more fitting. No. Oh, there it is. I really wish they'd done something better about that, but it's as good as I'm getting. Like, seriously, could we have done better for our Saiyan tails? Seriously, it looks weird angled like that. It's like a pretzel. Anyway, we'd finish up eating, and he'd start doing the dishes. And she's just like, technically it's up to us. And she would walk over, smiling while helping with the dishes. It's like, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but that's if it's okay with 49 with it, and if you would even want a low class like me. And of course, putting the dishes away, he just looks at her. You know? It's like, I'm certain Jack approves since he isn't here watching and even asked if you were going to ask me out. And like I said, I don't care about someone in the class. I'd rather like them for them. It's like, well, then what do you think? Want to be my girlfriend? Yes, I know, awkward. And of course, she just smiles and does the think about it thing for a moment before leaning over and kissing his cheek. And of course, getting ready, he's like, I will assume that's a yes. It's like, yes, that is a yes, you goof. It's like, well, I guess I better do what you and the nurse and everybody keep bugging me to do and rest. Just gotta find what room you mind to stay in. It's like, I can show you. I got it set up last night. It's like, please do then. So, she leads him upstairs to a room. Second to the end. It's like, here you go. Across the hall is the bathroom, and my room's at the end of the hall. It's like, so he gives her a hug. Like, thanks. Have a good night. And, you know. And he would go in and lay down. And she would hug him back before, walking to her room for the night. And of course, that folks, is where I'm going to call it for today. I hope you guys enjoy and are happy to see another episode. It'll probably be, I don't know when I'll get another episode out. Like I said, it's been a little finicky getting my Xenoverse to read because I don't have a digital copy, which I might have to do just in case, but it's okay. One thing at a time. I gotta see if you guys want us another part to see what happens next with our lovely new couple. And while he's resting. So, that said, I'm gonna end this episode here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will see you all soon enough. Again, thank you all. Thank you for 114, if I'm reading this right. Yes, 114 subscribers. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. Given I literally would wonder, I pretty much wonder every day if you guys enjoy these videos. Like, if I bore you or not, because I just want to bring you guys a smile every day. Even if it, you know, if it makes you smile and it brightens your day a little bit, then I call that a win in my book. So, I hope you guys are entertained. I hope you are enjoying these videos, even these story type based videos. If you want more different stories other than just this one, maybe let me know. I'll see what maybe can be done. In the meantime, you all take care out there. God bless you all. And have happy holidays. Stay safe. And other than that, I will see you guys, if I can find it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace and Draka out.